There are several ways to change the flux, as you've already predicted. You can change the magnetic field with time. So yes, we can change the magnetic field with time like Faraday did. Or you can change the area with time. We'll see an example of that when we do motional EMF. You can also change the angle with time. What common device changes the angle with time? In fact, this is how we get all of our electricity. Yeah.
One of those generators where
A generator. All that does is that spins the coil or the magnet, spins it around. So sometimes the magnetic field lines are parallel, sometimes they're cutting right through, sometimes they are going through the opposite way, so it's constantly changing. This is another way of stating Faraday's law. The EMF is the negative rate of change of, what's this right there? BA cosine theta. That's just magnetic flux. And we do have to differentiate. Sometimes you got to tell by context what they're talking about, because we have both electric flux and magnetic flux. You can use this if it's, this will give you the average EMF, or if you have a constant rate of change of flux, this will give you the exact EMF. So here's the issue. If you want to just get a DC, a direct current EMF, in other words, an EMF that's like 5 volts and it just stays there, what is the issue with that? How would you have to get a EMF of just 5 volts that stays constant using this method? You'd have to increase the magnetic field. What else?
you would just have to
Continually increase it. That becomes very, very difficult. So it's way easier to generate AC current because you can do that by spinning your magnet. And it's actually way easier than producing DC, AC, and this is part of Tesla's genius. Edison, he was like, no, DC is better because I understand it. That was his logic that, hey, it's easier to understand, it must be better. Whereas Tesla said, no, AC is so much easier to generate. You just spin a magnet. It's automatically a sine wave. It's already done. And our motors don't need any brushes. So Tesla, way, way better than Edison, in my humble opinion. You can also combine any of these things. You can combine changing the magnetic field to the area or the angle. Any changes with time will change your flux. So you can get an AC current in a coil. That changes the magnetic field. You can change the shape of the circuit. You can spin the coil, change the area, change the angle. All these change BA cosine theta, so they all change flux.